Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday evening. As you're popping on, say hello so I can see who's with me. Hey, Gabrielle, hello. Caroline, hello. Yes. I'm giving you a peek at some new product that's going to be on the shelves pretty soon, I think, if it's not already. It's a Can everybody hear okay? Are we good? Can you hear? Seems like everything's all right. Give me some thumbs up if you can hear. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pop out and come back in. All right. Is it better? All right, I see some thumbs up. Hello. Sorry about that. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Maybe a glitch in my Wi-Fi. Anyways, we are going to look at some colored pencil coloring. Part 2 in our series about coloring. I wish you guys could talk back and let me know if you can hear me. All right. So, we'll give it a couple minutes, just saying hello, talking about what we'll be talking about, making sure everybody can hear. It's about 6:57, so we'll give it another minute or two for people to pop on. And then I'll just say we are going to talk about colored pencils. So I have one sample that I did color in colored pencils and another image that I already have stamped. Like I was mentioning, these are new Stampendous stamps that we'll have in the store if they already are not out on the floor. They're really cool because you can kind of change the shape of them. I'm not going to get into that too much tonight, but I will be doing a demo on these as well because they're really fun. There are the gnomes that you see here, and there are some snowmen. So I just stamped those really quick so we could color them. The little girl gnome I colored already in colored pencil. Hello, Robin. As you're popping on, say hey. I color with Prisma-colored color pencils. There are a lot of brands out there. I just find that I like the smoothness of the Prisma color. We are also going to be blending with Gamsol. You can use Gamsol. We do have this in the store, or you could use mineral spirits as well. This just doesn't have any odor and doesn't stain the paper too bad. You can see it's already dried on this one. I just did it a few minutes before I popped on, so it does get the paper wet. I put it in this little container that they use at nail salons, where you just put the liquid. They use it for nail polish remover, so that they put the cotton ball in here, and then when you press this, the liquid comes up because it's got a straw in there. So this is what I use as a dispenser for my Gamsol, and I'm pretty sure Renee's got some of those in the store too. And my favorite thing to blend with are these Fantastics. They're these little foam pencils, and they've got this plastic on them so that you're not always touching the foam. I just have a bunch in a container for all the different colors, and I just use them over and over until I wear out the point and it's not pointy anymore. So you could use a blending stub. They've got those paper ones that you can use. That would work. You could even use your finger. This is just, hey Marilyn, this is one of those things that my finger is not my favorite tool for, because I don't like to dip it in that Gamsol and use it. So, all right, it's 7 o'clock. Let's get started. So this little girl gnome I colored just a few minutes ago. This is with colored pencil in Gamsol. You can see how nicely when you use the Gamsol, it makes the colored pencil blend, and you don't see those pencil lines that you sometimes get when you're coloring with pencils. Sometimes I use just one color, sometimes I'll use two. We are going to do the gnome hat. This is the little boy gnome. We are going to do the gnome hat in red. And you can see I've used this little foamy thing for red before. So what I usually do is I take the darker color, or a color if I'm only using one. I've got two pulled here. I'm going to use the darker color. And I just usually color around the outline and any little, lines from the stamped image that come in, because that just gives a little definition. And then I just, usually when I'm at the bottom of an image, I go a little bit thicker because it kind of grounds the image, or that part of the image. So I just do and as you can see, I'm not super precise about it at all. You're going to fix all that when you blend it. All right, so I just, like I said, go around. Maybe I'll put a little bit more up here in the point. All right, so that's basically how I start. I do this outline like this, and then I am going to take my little foam and I'm going to get some Gamsol on it. You can see that I soaked the tip here. Can you see that? You just have to press on this and it brings the liquid up. And then I just start blending. So you can see how it kind of brings the colored pencil color down as you're blending, kind of smooths it out. And it kind of brings the color, well, I'm kind of bringing the color into the center. And of course you can turn your paper around because, well, it's not glued down, so move it however it's comfortable for you. And again, I'm not being very precise at all. I am trying to stay in the lines. I will say that. I do like to try to stay in the lines. And that's why the tip on these little Fantastics is nice, because it allows you to kind of stay in the line. So as you can see, there's a lot of color on it too, so you can kind of bring that in as you're blending. Now at this point I can see that because it's a pretty big area, I'm going to need to put down some more color. So in order to build up a layer, I'll take, in this case, a lighter red, and I'll just go in and add some color. And I'm kind of scribbling it in, but you can see when you blend it with the Gamsol, it really does blend it out. So same little stub. I use it. This one will be used with any red. Dip it in the Gamsol and blend. Hey Renee. Trying to watch the comments and color at the same time. All right, so there's where I am now, and you can see on the back it's wet, but that'll dry. It's kind of like alcohol ink, where it evaporates. So as it dries, it'll evaporate. And then I feel like I just want to bring a little bit more color down this right side. And you can keep adding layers and make it as dark as you would like. But blending it with this Gamsol just really makes it nice and smooth, and I like that because, I mean, in some cases I do like to see pencil marks, but sometimes not. And I'm going to leave that light there so it's kind of highlighted. I left my, I must have put it away. I had a skin tone one out that I used for the nose. So, and then, you know, on the nose, I just color on one side like this. So I'm going to color on one side like this. Pick another of my sticks that is in the same color family, and I'm just going to blend it out. Maybe add a little bit more. All right, so you can see, and it's still wet, but when it dries, you'll be able to see how it spread that color right along. All right, let's work on his beard here. Same thing. Just going to outline it with, I'm going to probably use two colors, so the darker color. And again, just as long as I'm staying in the lines, I feel pretty good about it, because you won't even see that scribbly mess in a minute. Give my dispenser a few pumps, and hey, Christine. It is easy, isn't it, Renee? It just makes the coloring look like you spent so much time when really you just put some color down and blended it out. Anybody have any questions while I'm working on this? Of course, we've got colored pencils in the store, and of course plenty of different stamps that you can color. I just used Lawn Fawn jet black ink to stamp. This is the alcohol marker friendly ink to stamp the image in. You can use any ink that is alcohol marker friendly. Works perfectly fine. And then when you add the other color in, you're just adding a layer, a little bit of texture. Oops, is that the right one? There you go. There's his little beard. You could, after it's dry, take that dark color and make some lines so it looks like you know, like a beard. Oops. So just some lines like that to make him look like he has a beard, and then you can make them soft by blending them out. Do we have sound? Can you hear? Boy, I'm having some difficulties. You can still hear, Robin? Gabrielle, you might have to pop in and out and in again. Not that you can even hear me, but. All right, so I never use purple. Let's use purple. This also works really nice on small areas to color, but it makes these large areas go by really fast. Before I started using my Copic markers again, this was how I colored all of my stamped images. Nope, Mary, these are just the Prismacolor Premier colored pencils. They are not watercolor pencils. Mary was asking if I was using watercolor pencils. And I do have those, and those are fun too because you can just blend those out with water. See what quick work that makes with that big area? Oops, see, I got a little red in there. Blend that right out. And there he is. Mr. Christmas Gnome and his little friend, Girly Christmas Gnome. So that is as easy as it is. Does anybody have any questions? And then for these sticks, I just keep them in this container and I use them over and over again, like I said, until the tips are all smushed and round. So this is Gamsol. Like I said, we do have this in the store. This is the little container that we have that makes dispensing it really easy because it's like one of those nail polish remover dispensers. I believe we do have some of those available in the store too. And like I was mentioning, regular colored pencils. And I use Prismacolor, but you can use any colored pencil brand. Even just, I was using some of the kids' colored pencils one time to do this, and it works just fine also. Oh, Gabrielle, are you back? Good. Marilyn, I hope you'll try it. It really is a fun way to use colored pencils. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have colored pencils that they've had around for a really long time. And it just it kind of actually, when you look at it, kind of compares to coloring with Copic markers, the way they blend. So you can really blend them, and you can kind of see where it's wet around the edge here. Like I said, that will evaporate and dry out. It doesn't leave that ring around the collar. So can I answer any other questions? I can tell you that next Tuesday we will also be coloring, but we are going to be using, yes, you can have a close-up of the beard, you sure can. We are going to be coloring next week with distress inks and water pens. Can you see it? Is that good? I just drew some extra lines in there after I blended it out, and then did a little bit more blending to kind of soften those lines so that it would give it kind of some beard texture. So if there are any more questions, thank you so much for joining. And we will get this, well, it'll be saved on the Facebook page, and hopefully we can load it up to the YouTube channel so you can refer back anytime you need to. And we will see you next Tuesday for our third installment of different coloring techniques. All right, everybody, thanks. Have a great evening.